Hello everyone, and welcome to my method summary and rationale video. So a little bit of background on my research. I have been interested in researching about leadership and leadership characteristics within athletic training, and therefore that's what I'm doing. So not much has changed. The overall research design and methods since last semester, which is great. So to begin, start with the purpose. So the purpose of my study is to identify how post-professional athletic training programs, specifically the DAT programs, provide course content that address leadership qualities that can benefit transition to practice. And then the specific aim of my study so far, I just have one, and it's to assess if DAT programs provide the necessary course content for gaining desirable leadership qualities or characteristics for benefiting transition to practice. And so with this, my overall research design is a non-experimental exploratory research design. Sorry about that. And that's just because I decided to use a survey, and so obviously the research is not going to be directed or used directly right on people. It's just through a survey, and it's exploring an idea or kind of an opinion-based survey. So anyways, when we look at the variables, the independent variable of my research will most likely be DAT alumni and possibly faculty as well. I'm thinking of possibly incorporating faculty to compare answers between the graduated students or the alumni and faculty and see the difference in their responses. That's an idea. So that needs to be kind of smoothed out later. And then the dependent variable will be the leadership qualities that are identified as important, whether those are going to be identified just by DAT alumni or by the alumni and the faculty. For participants, I've already kind of mentioned them already, so they are for sure, well, I can't say for sure, but the goal is to have DAT alumni fill out the survey about the leadership qualities that they have learned, or think that they are successful in, and then possibly incorporate faculty as well to see what the faculty believe the students or the alumni should have learned in comparison to what the alumni think that they have learned. So as you can tell, things are kind of a bit up in the air, but still running with the main theme of having some type of student or alumni filling out the survey first. So lastly, that leads to the instrumentation. I'm actually most likely using what I call the Leadership Development and Athletic Training instrument, or using a part of it. So this instrument was actually formed by Dr. Matthew Cutts, who's at Bowling Green, and he does pretty good research in leadership. And between a pilot study, from a pilot study that he began, he formulated this instrument that has a long list of characteristics for leadership. And these characteristics were divided up between what athletic trainers or preceptors and those who worked in the education setting and the clinical setting, what they thought was important within athletic training education and what they thought was important within clinical practice. So the characteristics were kind of split, and often a lot of these characteristics were shared as considered important between both worlds of athletic training. And then further on down the road of education, the characteristics were further identified as which ones were the most important for the bachelor level athletic training programs, the post-professional master's programs, and then doctoral level programs. And the doctoral level is just a regular doctoral level. It's not a DAT level. And so I believe that I will most likely be using the list of characteristics from the post-professional master's list and the doctoral list and combining those characteristics to have more characteristics available, because there's only 9 listed in doctoral that are considered the most important at that level versus like 20 or around 20 for the post-professional master's. So I want a good number of characteristics. So I'll probably be combining those characteristics into kind of a survey list, and that's what the alumni and or faculty will be rating on, whether they consider that as something that they learned or should have learned within their program, within the DAT program. And the reason why I'm deciding to go with its instrument is, one, it was very well done through a pilot study and has great characteristic lists. And 2, it's already there. So if I'm able to acquire permission to use that instrument, I might as well save myself some time and utilize that. And then I may add a few questions within the survey that may focus more on the transition of practice with those characteristics. So that is my overall very basic research study. And I look forward to hearing any questions or comments from you guys. Thanks for listening.